what the difference between application to person texting, A2P, is versus peer-to-peer texting, P2P texting.
Absolutely. I think these two terms kind of get conflated in what it means in the messaging ecosystem versus how you send your message. So in the messaging ecosystem, peer-to-peer texting is like, hey, you pick up your phone, you text your mom, you text your spouse, you text your friends. And even if you are an avid texter who's just sending, a couple hundred messages a day, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot of messaging going back and forth between your phone, your friend's phone, so on and so forth. So that is that interpersonal channel. A2P, which stands for application to person texting, is really everything else. So that's messaging coming out of our system. That's when your airline texts you to tell you your flight's been delayed, when your pharmacy texts you to say, hey, your prescription's ready, when the brand that you love texts you a coupon or says like, hey, we've got a flash sale. Basically everything else is there in that application to person. So now in our system, we like to talk a little bit about how you send the message. So you can click send on every single message individually with our send yourself or our outsource sending, or you have the option to do one-click sending, click send once, send all the messages at the time. A lot of people think that distinction there is really what P2P versus A2P is, but that's not true in the messaging ecosystem. The messaging ecosystem, application to person messaging, is really all of that other messaging. And the reality is that is a lot of messaging. Your pharmacy's sending you a message about your prescription, like they're sending out hundreds of thousands of messages a day about that. And so because it's such a large channel, there are safety mechanisms put in place by the carriers and other people in the messaging ecosystem to hopefully limit the bad actors. But I'm sure you've all gotten in the last year one of these text messages that says, hey, you have an unpaid toll, or there's like a UPS package that somehow didn't get to you, click the link. And so we see that bad actors infiltrate this channel, and so that's why there's good protections in place. Unfortunately, some of them still get through. But the application to person channel has a lot more filtering that just doesn't really exist on the person to person channel, because it's trying to protect you from getting messages from these bad actors.